A warm welcome to all of you and thank you for joining us once again for chiropractic and physiotherapy, health and wellness. Today, 9 out of 10 people suffer from musculoskeletal issues, and very many patients come in with neck issues, shoulder pain, upper back pain, lower back pain, hip pain, and a lot of them, their occupation is sitting for very long hours. Many people are saying they are seated on their desks for very long hours. And a lot of employees are asking their employers for orthopedic chairs. Now, the question today is the orthopedic chair the answer to these issues? And joining me to discuss this is Dion Jogu. Dion Jogu is a physical therapist. She's been a physical therapist since 1982, very many years on this job. And she's also the founder of Chiropractic and Physiotherapy Health Center. Welcome, Dion.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes. So let's discuss this. We've got very many patients coming in with back pain, with neck issues, with shoulder pain, with hip pain, and their occupation is mainly sitting. They work while they are seated. And a lot of them use laptops. Very many people have moved away from using desktops and they're now using laptops. And what we see mostly, some of the postures that we see people taking on is this, and they're very engrossed on their screen and typing and reading through, yeah. And Dion, if you could just go through this posture, where are the pain points when someone is working like this? Where are the pain points?
Thank you very much. The first thing is that when you are working, you are completely leaning on the table.
Yes, my elbows
on the table.
Yes.
Which tells you that you have to overstretch your upper back muscles and the neck muscles for you to be able to concentrate on what you are working. So when the muscles of the upper back are stretched, you'll be forced to use the middle back of your body to make sure that it is supporting your upper back and the neck for you to be able to stay in that position for long. The other thing is that you are positioning your wrists, arms in the wrong way so that the pressure from the table goes up your shoulders, both sides. So that way, working in that position, the muscles supposed to do the job, they get overexhausted. And lastly, you'll find that you'll have to change again to another position, which will not help the one already you are in. You will be looking for another situation of the position for you to work.
And we see a lot of people,
They
having
lean
one
to
arm
one
here.
side.
Yes, there's a bit
Or-
of a twist happening.
Or go back once, pull your laptop.
Oh yes,
And then you slide
and
there.
slide into the chair. So
That
this is also very, very common.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is extremely common.
So with this,
mhm.
now what you are doing is you are hurting your lower back and overstretching your hips, which helps now to put the pressure on your spine to become close. And that way causes the muscles of the whole spine to become weak. The other thing, when you sit like that, you relax the abdominal muscles, which are usually the support of your lower back. So automatically you get a weaker core because it is not functioning at all. The other thing is that you find that you are leaning so much on the head, so you get neck weakness. Because it is being supported there, it is doing no job.
Okay.
So what you are doing is making the neck muscles weak and even shorter.
Okay.
And
because they're not working at all anymore.
They are no longer working, they are being supported,
Yes.
so they do the job.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Lastly, because you have to use your wrist and your arms, you get sprain on your wrists and your fingers also starts getting stiff because of working in one position and the wrong position for too long. Yes.
Okay. Then the other thing that we also see people doing is either they have overstretched their feet or they cross their feet this way.
Yes.
Yeah. They either overstretch their feet or cross their feet or even hook their feet onto the chair this
Yes.
way. Yeah.
The reason why people will hook their feet on the chair or stretch their legs away from the chair or even take one leg of another
Yes,
one
and cross this way as well.
is that they are trying to look for the balance of their pelvis where the spinal column sits. So because of the position of moving the spine from left to right, forward and backwards, so the pelvis has to be tilted in a way for the individual to feel that the spine is comfortable. But because it is the wrong position
Yes.
of the pelvis, so twisting the legs, sliding backwards, closing the legs, we do not support it at all because the posture is already wrong for the base where the spinal column is sitting.
So if the pelvis is seated wrongly, then the whole spine comes
Twists.
out of position.
Yes, and you are not comfortable the way you are sitting. You will keep on changing the position to be able to feel whether you are comfortable to be able to continue working.
And for sure, the way I'm seated is not comfortable. You cannot sit this way for even 10 minutes. You will have to keep changing. So Dion, now let's look at the correct way of sitting to avoid this postural stress that we are giving ourselves. How do we sit correctly?
Okay, if you are having a full-time desktop job, the first thing is to make sure that whatever modality, either laptop or desktop, is always arm length.
Okay.
It must be away from you 1.5 feet so that your eyes are not dropping to the equipment or to the laptop key. And the only way, because the laptops are very flat, is to use something we call laser. This is a gadget to help you to position your laptop in a way that it is up and you can be able to adjust it. You put it that way. Then you push it a little bit so that your eye level is very good.
Yes.
Then you put your arm when you are seated back on your seat. Don't move forward. If it is not touching the middle finger, you know it is a bit far. You do it until it touches the screen.
Okay.
That way, you will be able to see the screen properly.
Yes.
But since the keyboard is also tilted,
yes,
you can't be able to type properly.
Yeah.
So what we do, we advise people to use the external keyboard with a laptop.
Okay. So we place the external keyboard. Yes. So this works.
When you sit completely nicely on your seat and you make sure the shoulder blades are resting on the chair, the back of the chair, you'll find that your arms get away from the table. So immediately you find your arms are on the table, working from there, it is wrong. The only thing which should be on the table is fingers and your wrist.
On the wrist.
So that you can be able to move your mouse easily that way.
Okay, so
and you'll be able to lean backwards.
Let's put the mouse so we see how well we can work.
So you sit until go back to the chair until you feel your bottoms are being supported by the lower part of your.
Okay.
Yes.
So
now that way you will be typing looking straight to the screen. The same case if you use a desktop, you must make the distance between your eyes and the screen is 1.5 foot. That way you'll be able to put your face directly to the screen. You won't be able to move for once, and you won't be able to slide
Backwards.
So
All right.
that is the best position now to sit when you are working on the desktop.
So we never have our arms
On the
on the
table.
table. Always make sure the shoulder blades
And behind there.
are on the seat.
Yes.
And the buttocks are at the end of the seat.
Chair.
So that only the fingers
Yes.
and the wrists are on the table, and the mouse is right there
Yes.
for you. So you need an external keyboard and an external mouse while you're using a laptop.
Laser.
So you have to use a laptop razor. Okay, that's very clear.
The other thing, you have sat very properly on the chair.
Yes.
And your pelvis is well supported, so that your spine is very well in alignment. But after some time, you will find you are forced to either to slide one leg, as we said, or close them, or even sometimes bend it backwards.
Even put them apart.
This will disturb the alignment on your spine. So the best thing is to use a box or something like 4 inches under your desk, so that you'll be putting your feet there, so as to stabilize the pelvis.
Okay.
They can both be on that area, or each leg at a time.
Okay.
That way you don't misalign the pelvis, or you don't disturb the spine, because the pelvis is well stable on their days. Nowadays there is quite a lot of help. If you don't have things to step on, 6 inches will be good. Between 4 and 6 inches are good step for footrest.
Okay.
Nowadays in the shops you can get what we call a footrest, which you can use to be stepping when you are walking. Then you place them equally with slightly apart of your feet. That way you make the pelvis sit properly on the chair.
It's even very comfortable.
And the spine will be always in its natural curvature. So you can work this way even for at least 2 to 3 hours without feeling fatigued.
Okay.
And you can be able to reach water or anything, a pen at the site you are in, because that is the proper way of sitting.
Now, we have very many people wanting to use headrests. Yeah, is it necessary to have a headrest? Yeah, to help me sit upright.
The reason why people wanted to go to the headrest is because their neck gets tired. So when they lean on the neck rest, is because they want the muscles of the neck to relax and the upper back of the body. So when they are going backwards, they are looking for relaxation or for some relief on their neck and upper back. Because you do that, within a few minutes, you are back to your keyboard.
Okay.
So, but if you make the size, the distance between the screen and your head or your face, the neck will be able to support you easily without wanting to get a support from behind.
So if you sit properly, there'll be no need to constantly keep
moving your neck
this way
backwards.
To rest the neck muscles.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Now the other thing is that we all have chairs with armrests, or majority of us have chairs with armrests. Are they necessary? And when you have an armrest and you're really insisting on using the armrest, you tend to key in this way.
Well, it is, I call it is fashionable to have an armrest, because after typing on your keyboard for so long, you'll find you want to rest your arms somewhere.
Yes.
But when you are working, you'll find that your arms are loosely on the side of your body for you to work easily. But when you work for some time, you will find that if they are too close to your body, you get tensed. If they are so far on your armrest, you are using the wrong muscles to type. So it should be loosely on your side of
Just
there,
on the side,
so
yeah.
that the wrist goes to the table, and then you type without any support. But the armrest will help you when you get fatigued and you want to rest yourself. So you put them here to rest yourself for a few minutes.
Should this angle be 90 degrees, meaning should I take my chair higher?
It's good to have 90 degrees at the wrist because that makes you use your arm muscles easily. Yeah?
So I need to take the chair a bit higher.
A bit higher.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Put your feet on the footrest. And now that way, you make even the chest muscles to be not overused. You are using only the forearm and the wrist and the fingers to do your job.
Right.
Which maintains your spine in a natural curvature, and the nerves are supplying messages easily. They are not being blocked by any side of your body.
Now this is a very relaxed position to work in. And I would like to know, what angle should the hips, the knees be at? What angle are we looking at?
As we said, the elbow and the forearm, they should be 90 degrees.
Yes, 90.
Then the hip and the knee. The hip is usually loosely fitted in our pelvis. So for the pelvis to feel comfortable, the hip must be bent at 90 degrees. So there is no resistance between the hip and the pelvis. 90 degrees to the knee. But after the knee, you can't make it 90 degrees. It has to be slightly away so that the ankle joint is in a neutral position. It should be between 70, 80, or 60 degrees to in the below the knee.
Okay. So
knee
a bit
and
stretched
ankle,
out.
they shouldn't be 90. It should be around 70 degrees. But the hip and the knee must be 90 degrees.
Must be 90 degrees.
Yes.
So the ankle does not have to be directly below the knee.
No.
Slightly forward.
Yeah.
But the hip and the knee have to be in the same line.
Yes.
Okay.
That helps the pelvis to be left without any stress.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So there you have it, folks. Make sure your shoulder blades are on the chair, and the back, rather the small back of your back, should be all the way to the end of the chair. Your buttocks should be all the way to the end of the chair. Then make sure your screen is 1.5 feet away from you. You get an external keyboard and an external mouse, and you rest your arms close to your body as you work, and use a footrest. So there are also cases whereby someone has a laptop and they want to use a monitor as their screen. Yeah, so in such a case, how should you do it?
You just use the same principles. The fact remains, when the monitor or whatever you have is far away from 1.5 feet or closer to you like 1 feet, your service or your vision is affected. So always use that principle. All the other principles of sitting upright, arms on the desk, and so forth, the feet resting on a footrest,
Yes,
is all the same. The only thing now is you have to move your monitor
to 1.5
to 1.5 feet.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So it should be a bit closer. A bit closer. All right.
That way. Then that way you can start typing the way you are doing it.
So we use the keyboard,
yes,
of the laptop,
yes,
as our keyboard,
yes,
and as our mouse with a touchpad, but the monitor becomes now our screen.
Exactly.
Which is 1.5 feet away.
Yes.
And at eye level.
At high level.
All right. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So we can't use the screen of the laptop because it would make us
bend over.
bend over.
Yes.
Yeah. So we use if you use the screen of the laptop, it will make us bend over. So we use the bigger screen.
Yes.
So as to remain straight with the shoulder blades on the chair.
Yes.
That is very clear.
Yeah, because your eye level towards the screen is the most important because it maintains the posture of our spinal column. Any changes, bending over,
bending forward,
you change the posture. Bending up, it is changing the posture. Tilting your hips or your pelvis to one side changes the posture of the spinal column, which means more muscles are tensed and the others are loose, which causes imbalance from the tailbone to the neck. And that's when you come with pain either of the neck, upper back, shoulders, and mid back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there we have it, folks. Either use a laptop raiser, an external keyboard, an external mouse to keep your spine in an upright position while working, or use the keyboard of the laptop and an external monitor that is 1.5 feet away.
Yes.
If your neck has ever felt like it's carrying the weight of your entire job, yeah, you're not alone. Let's look at some simple neck stretches you can do to keep things loose, pain-free, and drama-free. So the first stretch of the neck is to try and get your ear to your shoulder this way. Now you can stretch that a bit more by using your hand to take your ear closer to your shoulder, but never your shoulder to your ear. Now you started with the right side, do the same on the left side. Take your ear to your shoulder and use your hand to stretch a bit further on that side, right? Then we can look up, yeah? You can use your hand to stretch a bit more, and then we can also look down and use your hands to stretch a bit more. Yeah. Now hold these stretches for 5 to 10 seconds. Now there's this other stretch whereby you turn your head and make sure your chin and your shoulder are at the same level. You can also assist your body, get your right hand to your chin and the left hand at your head and twist more, right, to get that good stretch. Then you can do the same to your left side. Get your chin directly above your shoulder and then use your hands to stretch a bit more, right? You can also get your chin against your hands, right? Now that's to stretch the back of the neck and have a bit of resistance going on there. And then the last stretch is turn so that your chin and your shoulder are exactly in one line, and then twist to look up. So a different muscle is being stretched right there. Hold it there for about 10 seconds and do the same on the other side. Turn so that your chin and your shoulder are on the same level, and then twist this way, look up so that you get a different stretch at the back of your neck, and hold it there for 10 seconds. Now you can repeat all these stretches 3 times, holding them all for 10 seconds. Now that will loosen your neck muscles. So those tight shoulders, that's not normal. After working for 1-2 hours, you need to release tension on those shoulders. So let's go through a few simple shoulder stretches that can help you get loose and feel normal again. So the first one is get your hands, interlock your fingers and place them basically behind your head, and then stretch out this way. It's almost as if you want your shoulder blades to touch. So stretch as far as you can go, yeah, and hold it there for 10 seconds, right? And then the next one is get your right arm, take it behind, and get your other hand to take it as far back as it can go. So you stretch that for 10 seconds. And then we do the same on the other side. Take your arm back and get your other hand to help you stretch it further and hold it there for 10 seconds. Right? And then interlock your fingers in front of you, right? And staring at a point in front of you, stretch upwards and backwards and go as far as you can go while you're seated and hold it there for 10 seconds, right? And the last one is without moving your legs, without moving your thighs and your hips, you get hold of the side of the chair and the other hand, the back of the chair, and you twist as far as you can go and hold it there for 10 seconds. Again, do the same on the other side. Get hold of the side of the chair, the side edge, and the back of the chair and twist as far as you can go for 10 seconds. Hold it there and back. And do 3 repetitions of each. So between typing, scrolling, moving your mouse, your wrists are doing a lot of work, your wrists and your fingers. Now let's look at a few quick stretches that we can do to keep them flexible and strong all day long. So the first stretch that we're going to look at is you stretch out your hand, make sure your elbow is straight and stretch this way. So you can hold that for 10 seconds. Yes, and we do the same for the other hand for 10 seconds. Now we take the same arm and now facing upwards, we stretch out this way. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Remember your elbow is straight. Yeah, and we take the other arm, the left arm in this case, and stretch it out for 10 seconds. And then with both hands, now we stretch down. Remember the elbows are straight. We stretch up. We stretch sideways and sideways again. And you can do this repeating it 3 times and 10 seconds each, right? You stretch down and you stretch up, right? Now let's look at the thumbs. So the first stretch we're going to do is your thumbs this way. So hold it there for 10 seconds with your elbows straight and then stretch out for 10 seconds. Again, hold it there for 10 seconds with your elbows straight and stretch out all the fingers for 10 seconds, right? And then now put your thumb at, inside your other 4 fingers and hold it there for 10 seconds and then release with your thumb inside with your thumb still bent, and then fold your fingers for 10 seconds and then release. So you can do that for a set of 3 10 seconds each. Yeah, and then we have this one. Hold it there for 10 seconds and then hold it there for 10 seconds and release. And we can do a set of 3 for 10 seconds each. So that should keep your fingers flexible, pain-free, and tension-free. So if you've been sitting all day and your hips are feeling stiff, then let's do a few simple stretches that can help you have more mobility in your hips. And you can do these stretches without leaving your office. So you stretch down and touch your toes without bending the knees. For those who are flexible, you can touch the floor. Now hold it there for 10 seconds. Now the next one is get one foot over the other foot, and without bending the knees, interlock your fingers under your buttocks, and with interlocked fingers, move down as far as you can go and hold it where you can reach. Hold it for 10, now hold it for 30 seconds, right? The other one, we are going to stretch the psoas muscle that is used for sitting. So one leg in front of the other. Do not bend the knee of the leg that is behind, and make sure your back is straight. And then now stretch out as far as you can go. You should feel a stretch right here at the groin, and hold it there for 30 seconds. Is the glute stretch. So imagine you have an imaginary chair and you need to sit on it. So get one leg, hold one leg this way, and sit on your imaginary chair. The lower you go, the more you stretch your glute muscles. If you keep doing these stretches, you'll be more mobile, more flexible, and you will enjoy your job.
This is a car demonstration, how we should get into our car and the position we should be in when we are driving. So when you go next to your car, the first thing is to sit on the chair of the car. Then when you're in that position, you move each leg at a time until you turn that way. The purpose of this is to ensure that you don't twist your spinal column. The other thing that is that you find that you have to be at least the same way, 70 degrees from the car. Then you move the car to your own position. It is the degree between the knee and the thigh is around between 110, 120 degrees, so that you relax your lower back on the chair and the legs can move without moving your lower back, neither the thighs. If you have to brake, you brake with your foot. Don't use the whole leg to brake. So you brake only with your foot. And that way, then you add the driving. This one is a bit far from me, so I will pull it towards me so that I can be having my elbows bent like 90, quarter to 10 and quarter past 3. That way you drive and you feel your whole spine is supported on the driving seat. Avoid going backward, forwards like this, which majority of us do. This is wrong. And straightening your body to be able to drive when you are this way. That is a long way. So the best way is to feel always your back is resting there. The degrees between your thigh and your lower leg is always at 120 or 110 degrees when it is resting on the pedal.